Well, I said on that very first Tales from the Shed video that you should nag me, and believe me, you did. You nagged me. But as you can see, I've been very, very busy and haven't had time to clean up. I did put a chair in here, and so it's the beginning. I also asked you to send me any questions on what you want to know about, and I've decided to go right back to the beginning, because somebody said, you know, where you're from. I'm from the northeast of England, and I was born in a town called South Bank, which is near Middlesbrough. Where's Middlesbrough? It's on the south bank of the River Tees, and it was a very industrial town. I was surrounded by steelworks, and docks were still very active in those days when Britain was still building great ships. The particular area I'm from also provided the steel for most of the world's great bridges, and even when I went to India one time I saw a bridge there and it said Dorman Long Steelworks on it. And oddly enough, when I bought the house I live in now, it's a steel frame house, and chipping away and breaking some stuff off as you do in alterations, I found that the steelwork was again made in Dorman Longs, so I'm back home again really. I was brought up in terrace houses just before and during the war, because I was born in 1938, so that makes me, as I speak, 71. You don't look it. No, I know I don't look it, but that's what it is. And my dad was a cinema projectionist, and Mum was a housewife. The house was a 2-up, 2-down terrace house with a little backyard. There were very, very few gardens in our town. Very few. In fact, during my act sometimes say I never saw a tree till I was 11. But setting up to talk about this, I suddenly realised there was a tree, and it was in the garden of the primary school that I went to, Upper Princess Street School, and in those days, of course, not many cars in the streets either. Oh, the toilet was down the backyard, and you got bathed in front of the fire on a Friday night. So that's about it, really. When you went to the toilet in the winter, freezing cold, oh man, and then you had to flush the toilet and be back in the house and shut the door before the toilet finished flushing, or the witch would get you. It was things like that, and not walking on the cracks in the pavement, you know, again the bogeyman would get you, stuff like that, all those ancient superstitions you grew up with. And I would be 11 when I just happened to be on a holiday in a village called Old Byland, which now, thanks to Google Street Maps, I went and had a look at the cottage the other day that I first picked the book up in. And I was a townie, of course, and so what I did was, didn't know what to do when it rained in the countryside, so I looked through this book, and there was this trick, a well-known trick called the age cards. It's been published. It's even been put into Kellogg's packets, but I still do it. Still do the trick. It's a good trick. Magic never really relies on the trick itself. Magic always relies on the actor, the presenter, the person doing the trick. And so from that moment on, that's all I wanted to be. I wanted to be a magician. But South Bank wasn't the home of the arts, as it were, of any kind, and my school teachers thought I was crazy, you know, to want to be in show business. And my auntie Maureen was in show business. She was a great dancer, apparently. All the old performers I've met have said that was a very special act. Kisma and Karen, it was called. On some posters, Kismet and Karen. So I guess, you know, even in those days they didn't have good telephone communication. And so then what happened was my mum and dad perceived her to be a naughty lady. So they didn't want me to go in show business at all. Mostly on account of Maureen, who had 8 husbands. And none of them were hers. I'm just going to wrap this up now because I've no idea what it's going to be like. It's early days, isn't it? And as the weeks go by, maybe you'll see this place improve a bit. Not a lot. And I'll be telling you more tales from the shed. But write to me. Ask me about anything at all and I'll try to tell you. Bye.